The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hi everyone, how the days are going on? We know that your freedom is restricted in and around your home, right? Don't get frustrated, my dear children. Take it as a positive thing. You are getting lot of time, isn't it? So utilize this time to bring out your talents and your creativity. So definitely you will be happy. And one thing I would like to tell you that we all teachers are missing you and love you very much. We are waiting for your arrival actually. Okay, so let us sublimate all our worries, hopes, everything to God and begin this session. Okay? So in the previous class, we had discussed on the different types of plant tissues and animal tissues. Hope you all have studied it thoroughly. So today we are going to discuss on about the tissues, organs and organ systems. As you all know that the cells, they always work together, isn't it? So, what do you think about the tissues? Do the tissues also work together as the cells do? Okay. A tissue alone cannot do all the work that are needed to make you healthy and alive. Two or more tissues can do a lot more. That means the combined action of tissues. Like the cells, the tissues also work together to make us live and active. So you know that when cells combine together, a tissue is formed, isn't it? The same manner, when tissues combine, what will happen? When tissues combine together, an organ is formed or organs are formed. So here we are going to discuss on the organs and how they work in our body. Okay, so I will explain this with the help of digestive system. The organs in the digestive system. So here you can see the digestive system and we will take the two organs in the digestive system, that is the stomach and the small intestine, and here you can see the tissues by which these organs are made up of. So in human beings, all organs are mainly made up of 4 different types of tissues, and they are the nervous tissue, epithelial tissue, connective tissue and the muscular tissue. So these two organs, the stomach and the intestine, are also made up of these 4 tissues. So let us see the functions of these organs and the tissues by which these organs are made up of. So first we will discuss on the functions of the organs, the stomach and the intestine. As you all know that the function of stomach is grinding the food that come from the mouth and digest them partially. In the intestine, the digestion completes and the absorption of nutrients begin. So these are the functions of stomach and intestine. Now let us see what are the functions of the tissues by which these organs are made up of. You already studied that, you know the functions of these tissues. Still, I'll explain it. The function of nervous tissue is the control and coordination of all the physiological activities in our body, isn't it? Then the epithelial tissue, it covers and protects the body. Then the connective tissue, it either connects or support the tissues. Then the last one, the muscular tissue, it makes the body movements possible. Now let us see how the functions of these tissues incorporated in the digestive system to perform the process digestion. Okay, so I told you already the function of stomach and intestine, isn't it? The digestion is the main process which is taking place in the digestive system, isn't it? So you know the nervous system, what is the function? So there are nerve endings in the digestive organs, isn't it, which help in the process digestion. Then the epithelial tissue, the inner lining of the stomach as well as intestine is made up of epithelial tissue, and there are digestive glands present in the inner lining which help to produce the digestive juices. So these epithelial tissues have a major role in the production of digestive juices. Then the connective tissue mentioned here is the blood, because the organs in the alimentary canal or the digestive system is completely made up of muscles. So there is no skeletal cell, or there is no bones in the organs of alimentary canal. So the connective tissue mentioned here is blood, and the blood helps to absorb the nutrients produced by digestion in the intestine. Then the muscular tissue. The function of muscular tissue is makes the body movements possible, isn't it? So there are different types of muscles in our body: skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, etc. So skeletal muscles are seen in the skeletal system. Here the internal organs are made up of smooth muscles, and with the help of these muscles, certain movements are generated in the stomach as well as in the intestine, and these movements will help the food to move through the digestive tract. Hope you have understood how the functions of tissues help to perform the process digestion in the digestive system. That means even though the functions of tissues are different, when they work together, the process digestion takes place in the digestive system. Hope you have understood the concept. So now you understood when tissues combine together, organs are formed, isn't it? So when organs combine, organ systems are formed. So here you can see the digestive system. This is an organ system. Like digestive system, there are many organ systems in our body, and all these organ systems are functioning by the combined action of the various organs present in the organ systems. A given physiological function is carried out by the combined action of various organs in that particular organ system. So here we will take the digestion. The process digestion is carried out in the digestive system by the combined action of various organs like the stomach, intestine, liver, esophagus, etc. Understood all of you? So as a result of digestion, the nutrients are produced in the intestine, isn't it? So, how can we say that the digestion is completed? These nutrients must reach the cells, isn't it? So, the digestive system alone sufficient to transport the nutrients produced by the digestion to various parts of the body. The question is clear? അതായത് ഡൈജഷനിലൂടെ നമ്മുടെ ബോഡിയിൽ പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന, അതായത് നമ്മൾ കഴിക്കുന്ന ഫുഡിലുള്ള ന്യൂട്രിയൻസ് ഡൈജഷൻ കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ആവുമ്പോൾ റിലീസ് ആവും അല്ലേ? ഈ ന്യൂട്രിയൻസ് നമ്മുടെ ബോഡിയുടെ വേരിയസ് പാർട്സിലേക്ക് എത്തിക്കാൻ ഡൈജസ്റ്റീവ് സിസ്റ്റത്തിന് ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് പറ്റുമോ എന്നാണ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ. സോ വാട്ട് ഈസ് യുവർ ആൻസർ? Is it possible? No, it is not possible. The digestive system alone not sufficient to transport the nutrients produced by the digestive system to various parts of the body. The digestive system needs the help of circulatory system to circulate the nutrients all over the body. That means an organ system alone cannot function independently. That is, no organ system can function independently. All the organ systems are interconnected. All these functions are carried out by the different organ systems in our body. There are various physiological functions in our body, isn't it? Digestion, circulation, respiration, excretion, etc. etc. All these physiological functions are carried out by the combined action of different organ systems. So, no organ system can function independently. And here you can see the different types of organ systems in our body and the organs involved in these organ systems. That is the respiratory system, excretory system, circulatory system, etc. Okay, so for our existence, all these organ systems should work together. Then only we can survive. So all the physiological functions in our body are carried out by the various organ systems in our body, and that makes us active and healthy. Clear all of you? So now you understood, when cells combine together, tissues are formed, tissues combine together, organs are formed, organs combine together, organ systems are formed. So if organ systems combine, what happens? An organism is formed. So an organism is the combination of various organ systems. Did you understand? As organ system become complex, the structure of an organism also become complex. In higher order organisms, including human being, the structure is so complex as it is formed of various organ systems. So, do all organisms have organ systems? What do you think? Yes, what you are thinking is right. You are thinking about unicellular organisms, isn't it? Yes, the unicellular organisms are made up of single cell, isn't it? So definitely there is no organ system in a unicellular organism. So there are diversity among the organisms. In the living world, you can see a variety of organisms, right from the unicellular organisms to the multicellular organisms like elephant, and the largest multicellular organisms in the world like blue whales, isn't it? You can see a diversity among the organisms. So there are organisms with a single cell or tissues or organs. Some organisms will be having only organs, that is cells, tissues and organs. They may not be having organ systems in their body. Understood? So now we are going to discuss on the different levels of organization in the living beings. So you all know that cells are the basic unit of life, and the different parts of cell are made up of various substances. And you all have learned that all substances are made up of atoms, isn't it? Whether it is living or non-living. For example, a wood, a stone or a metal or a living being, our body, a plant body, all the substances in the world are made up of atoms, or atoms are the basic structural form of a substance, isn't it? So you may be thinking that whether the atoms present in a wood is same as that of the atoms present in our body also. No. There are different types of atoms. That is biotic atoms and abiotic atoms. Biotic atoms are seen in the living beings and abiotic atoms are seen in the non-living things. So our body is made up of biotic atoms. Our body in the sense all living organisms are made up of the atoms, or their basic structure is the atom. Understood? So let us take the living beings, the different levels of how the different levels of classification is seen in living beings. So I told you atoms are the basic structural form of a substance, isn't it? So when atoms are combined together, molecules are formed. You can see here a flow chart. This is the atom, and when atoms combine together, molecules are formed. When molecules combine together in a living being, cell organelles are formed. As cells are the basic units of life, the cells are formed of cell organelles, and the cell organelles are formed of molecules, and the molecules are formed of atoms. Okay, so when cell organelles combine together, cells are formed, and when cells combine together, tissues are formed, and when tissues combine together, organs are formed, and when organs combine together, organ systems are formed. When organ systems combine together, organisms are formed. When organisms unite together to form a population, and different population makes a community. This is how the different levels of classification is going on. Is that clear, all of you? So the basic form of all living substance is atom, then molecule, then cell organelle, then cell, then tissue, then organ system, then organism, then population, and finally community. So a population means only a same type of organism will be there in a population. For example, if we take human beings, only human beings will be there. But when we come to a community, a variety of organisms can be seen in a community. Hope it is clear, and this flow chart is very important. Examination point of view, I am telling, in the order you have to study it. Okay. Before concluding this chapter, let me ask you one question. Why human beings are so intelligent and efficient to do many activities? What do you think about that? It is because the body of human being is made up of different types of tissues, and these tissues complementarily act to perform the various physiological functions in our body. As the number of tissues increases, the efficiency of an organism also increases. So our body is made up of a variety of organisms and they work together. There is a combined action we can see in our body. That is why human beings are so efficient and intelligent than any other organisms in the living world. Clear? So my dear children, inside our body you can see the cells, the tissues, organs, organ system. All these are combined together to perform various physiological functions in our body, and their togetherness make us alive and active, isn't it? And this is this message that we get from the body. It is very important. That is, functioning together is very, very important, and it is very much relevant in our social life also. So wherever we go, wherever we work, functioning together is very important to lead a successful life. That bonding between each other, that togetherness is very important even in our family also. Understood? So keep this also in your mind. I know you will learn the topics we have discussed in this chapter thoroughly. Along with that, the small message also you have to carry out throughout your life. The importance of togetherness, importance of functioning together. Okay, so in this chapter we had discussed on the tissues, the cell differentiation, then the meristematic tissues, the plant tissues, animal tissues, then the organs, organ systems, organisms, the different levels of organization, etc. Hope you all have understood all these concepts. If you have any doubt, you can contact me or Amala teacher to clarify your doubts. And from the today's topics, you have to write the table that we have discussed about the organ systems and the organs. You have to fill that table, and the indicators, some questions also given there, that also you have to write in the file, and let us assess also. So no need to write each and every topics in the file. Write all the indicators and draw the pictures that we have asked you to draw in the file, and write the let us assess also. Hope it is clear. So we have completed our quarterly portions. Actually, we have 2 chapters in the first term. Now we have completed it. So study thoroughly these 2 chapters. Okay. So we will meet in the next class. Until then, this is Maya teacher signing off.